37 Grumman LLV. These things are pretty iconic. Formerly known as the male cat by many. Let's get in. Door. It's got hazard lights, which are on current. No, they were not on. Wow, what an idiot I am. It's supposed to be on. It's got a fan. It's got heat switches. No AC though. It's got light switches. E-brake it, put it into drive, uncurb the wheel, now we can go. These things, I believe they have a 2.4 liter inline 4. I'm not sure how much horsepower they make, there's not much information on these. Okay, they got the crank windows as well. Let's crank that all the way up. Let me show you what you're supposed to do when you reach a stop. So you're supposed to put the car in park, put the e-brake on. For some reason the light's sticking on, but whatever. Curb the wheel, take the key out. So this is a dead end. I have to turn around, which requires me to put my turn signal on to the left. These things have a very tight turning radius, so you're usually able to make U-turns fairly well. These things, I'm gonna be real with you guys, very fun to drive, and it's awesome, you know, right-hand drive vehicles are fun, but they're pieces of garbage. I'm gonna just be real, they're pieces of crap. They're not really what you would call a great vehicle. They're very old and rickety and loud, squeaky, everything. They're very weird, but they're very fun. Now my position is an ARC. I come in only on Sundays to deliver packages. I'm not allowed to touch mail. Make sure we're all good over here. And let's make our way down. I deliver only packages on Sundays. I don't do anything for the rest of the week. It's just Sundays, but depending on the post office you work for, they might make you drive these, they might make you drive your own vehicles. I got lucky and they let me drive these, but you still have to do the training. The training is fairly easy. It's just a 8-hour classroom day, 4 to 8 hours. And then there's about 8 hours of training with this, and then you take a road test. Then you take a road test, and it wasn't that bad. The backing, they're very rigorous on the backing, because as you can see, it says avoid backing up whenever possible, but they try to train you on it just so that you're good enough to back up if you ever need to. which is good. I know how to back these things up fairly well now. But yeah, the throttle is very heavy. So when I get into my car at the end of the day, I tap the gas and it just launches like a bullet train or something. The brake pedal is normal, it's standard, nothing too bad. But yeah, that's what these things really are. The steering is fairly responsive, it's light, you know, it's responsive. The steering radius is tight, so you can make pretty tight left and right turns, U-turns, everything of that nature. So they're fairly effective vehicles, as you can see. You know, we've been using them for 40 years almost. Flip off my hazards. Gotta make a right up here, so I'll show you guys the turning radius of this thing. Pop up to a stop sign. Wait for a second. All three of these cars to pass. This thing can turn very tight, which is nice. Very, very nice. So the training for these things, they make you kind of, at least in my case, they tried to make us be as perfect as possible, like very in between the lines. You know, you have to be same distance left and right and front and back, and you got to stop at the specific spot. Alright. Now if anybody knows anything about these, they don't really get off that fast. They're not very powerful. The throttle is very heavy, so it's a little hard to get a good start. So I like to be a little cautious when I'm making right turns onto main roads like that. Yeah, it's only my second route, or my second shift on route. I split both times. Go right up here. Alright, now we have to reverse, which I don't know why I uncurbed it. Now to reverse, you put it in reverse. Hit the horn. And now you look in mirror number 7, all the way down there. There's 7 mirrors on this vehicle. Can be hard to remember to look in them sometimes, but once you get it down, you kind of get it down. It doesn't take that long to look in them, and I usually do it while I'm uncurbing the wheels every time, because that takes, you know, a little bit, like a tiny bit of time, and then, you know, so just checking the mirrors. So. Now my gripes about this vehicle, obviously the no AC, the noise, the ricketiness, but mainly it's the seatbelt. The seatbelt is very annoying to put on and take off. It's 2 pieces and they always come apart constantly, which is very, very irritating when it happens. But yeah, other than that, I mean, driving on the right is a bit of a challenge at first, and especially in this vehicle, because it pulls you to the left all the time. But it's not that bad, though. After a while, you kind of get used to it. It becomes like second nature. And I'm still a little new to this, so it pulls me to the left a little bit, but it's starting to get easier, which is nice. Luckily, it's not that hot outside just yet, so I haven't started to sweat too much yet, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's a fun vehicle though. I'm really enjoying my time being employed for the USPS. It's a nice company to work for so far. I don't have any benefits because I'm not full-time, obviously. So I don't know how that works, but I've heard a lot of good things from people that transferred from my position to a higher position or worked my position for a while. So it's not bad. I'm enjoying driving this thing around. I love driving, so driving for work it doesn't even feel like work half the time. Which is nice. I think at some point I would like to graduate into something further as far as driving goes. Maybe drive bigger vehicles, or maybe before I inevitably start my white collar desk job, home remote work job after I graduate from college. Because I love driving, so it's a nice job so far. I'm digging it. Oh, this is a dead end. Wow. That's weird. They could have easily made this not a dead end, but whatever. The job is nice so far. It's only Sundays, which is nice because I have time to do things during the weekend, or during the week, which is cool. I don't know where it's trying to take me. I have time to do stuff during the week, and I'm still getting paid, but it's just one day of work. It's not a hustle really, like it would be if it was full time or like other, package delivery and mail delivery jobs are, and cargo delivery and whatever jobs are. But it isn't the easiest. But I'm not going to complain because I work one day a week. I work one day a week, so it's not hard, Whoa, go in your lane. Yeah, it's a nice job. I'm liking it. It's not a hustle. It's pretty chill. It's very liberating. I'm by myself all the time. Amazon and USPS, the same place. I'm just gonna park up here. I've got to turn around again. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna emulate that Amazon driver.
Turn around at a safe location, then turn right. Turn right on Blackbird Avenue.
And I'm gonna go in here. And now I should be good enough to go out. There we go. Now I'm going to bring up an obvious but kind of sad fact. These are obviously garbage, so they're getting replaced. Which is sad to hear because these, in my opinion, are the most iconic vehicles in American history. You can make an argument for maybe like a Mustang or a Crown Vic. The Crown Vic is probably a better option just because police, but in my opinion, this has been in the background of every human being in the United States' life for their entire life. If they were born after a certain point, obviously. But even then, most of people who were born before his lives have been seeing these in the background. It's nice to be able to drive something this iconic, but they're replacing them with EVs. I've heard they're a little bit better, more comfortable. I'm not sure about the blind spots because for the training we got to drive the Metris vans, which are right-hand drive Mercedes minivans, but there were so many blind spots because there wasn't as many mirrors. So I'm interested to see how the EV, I think they're called NGDVs. They're made by Oshkosh and other military weapons you know, contractor. But, you know, we'll see. I think they're called NGDVs. They have AC, which is good. I've heard they're comfortable, but they're not. It's going to take a while before they're as iconic as this one. But there's a whole new generation of people that this will be, you know, just a side note in their life, and that vehicle will be, you know, the big iconic mail truck that they've, you know, come to see their entire lives. All right, let's get on to US 19. That's flat out. It's a little uncomfortable to do, and you're not supposed to do it, but I'll just show you. You know, I have to show you guys for the video. It's like we're making a right up here. Gotta slow down. Get in. Oh, this is nice. See, I'm sorry, guys, if this video is a little jumbled. I didn't really know what to talk about as far as this vehicle goes. I've only driven it 3 different days, so it's hard to talk about it, and it's especially hard to talk and, you know, make a video when there's going to be so many cuts, you know, with having to deliver people's mail. I don't want to reveal anybody's address, so I'm going to be cutting it out a lot. And there's a lot of points where I'm not going to walk up to the house with the camera on my face, so I put the hat down with the camera and everything, just so that I don't, you know, reveal too much about these people. I just want to reveal the driving and my opinions, nothing else. So yeah, you know, I apologize if the camera angle keeps changing, or you know, there's too many cuts, or I'm not talking about very many things, or the things I'm talking about aren't interesting, or they're just jumbled. I'm having to talk in between stops and do a lot of you know, improvising, because, you know, I just kind of decided on a whim that I'm going to do it today, this video. I wanted it in time for the new year. Now, this should be a good one. I have 2.5 miles till my next stop, and I do have to make a U-turn, so this will be oh wait, no, I don't even have to make a U-turn. I thought I had to go left. So this will be a good last stop to record. It's a nice long one. I do have time. All right. They tell us we're supposed to be on the middle to right side of the road, so I gotta check that mirror a lot to make sure I'm closer to this line than that line, and gotta make sure I look in that mirror to make sure I'm not too close to that side and those cars. And it can be a little intimidating, as you can see me kind of swerving out of the way of that guy, because I'm not used to driving right-hand drive, and especially on the right side of the road. You know, if this is the UK and it was the left side of the road, then it would be a little bit easier. But it's on the right side of the road where being left-hand drive makes more sense. So, coming up to a stop. Off the line. No, I'm not full throttling it. I may have moved that mirror a little too much, but it's fine though. This is a nice steering wheel as well. It's very thin, and when I get back into my car at the end of the day, that steering wheel feels very thick and like bulky. Yeah, it's a good job. I recommend, if there's a position opening for an ARC in your area, even if it's your own vehicle. I mean, it's just Sundays, and some post offices will do Saturdays and holidays as well, so I I would look into that first. But it's a pretty good part-time job, or a second job if you need the extra money. I think the average that the ARC makes is around 20 bucks an hour, which is pretty nice for, you know, driving around delivering packages. I can see this getting tiring every day, but once a week it's nice. Okay, right up here, about half a mile to go. My turn signal on. Now, something I've noticed about these vehicles is much like in a manual transmission, from what I've seen, when you take your foot off the gas, you can really feel it slow down sometimes. Much like a manual transmission where, you know, you take your foot off the gas and it kind of bogs down a little bit. That you can kind of feel. Right now I can't, but if I was going a little faster, you know, like a 50, 55, you can really feel it slow down and ease off with when you take your foot off. Which is nice because, you know, the brake is pretty good too, so you can pretty much avoid going too fast and too close to people always. Alright, so flip on my hazards, park, e-brake, curb, key. That is going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, put a thumbs up and subscribe, please. This was a little harder to make than the rest of my videos because I didn't have as much to talk about. I had to keep cutting, you know, the video out, and I had to keep taking the hat off. The hat is, you know, my camera's clipped to a hat, so I had to keep taking the hat off and putting it down, and then coming back in and putting it on and changing the camera angle to make sure it's comfortable and make sure you guys can see. I hope it's wide enough and you can see everything, because I'm probably not going to try this again, so hopefully it's perfect the first time. I'll look it over and see. Hopefully it is. I don't really mind that much if it isn't. I'm fine if it's not perfect, but yeah, that was a fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, just leave a comment, like, subscribe. So yeah, see ya.